you be tricking on them thighs. I just pick 'em out the flocks, but you run up on this Glock with that Renault like a yacht. Oh, Kool-Aid from Kushwa. So guys, fuck it, you know, I already woke up like 10 minutes ago. Fuck it. I'm wanting fucking to react to a video, so let's get to it. Fuck with me. Do that sideways way. Let's get back to it, nigga. Some RJ, bro. Fuck with me. Fuck it, let's start this creepy ass shit, bro.
6. Living Gnome. In 2008, a creepy
Living
gnome
gnome
was caught on film in Argentina. Jose
fuck is a gnome?
Alvarez, who filmed the gnome, reported that they caught the creature on film while larking about in their hometown of General Güemes, Argentina. He stated, "We were chatting about our last fishing trip. It was 1 in the morning. I began to film a bit with my mobile phone while the others were chatting and joking. Suddenly we heard something, a weird noise as if someone was throwing stones. We looked to one side and saw that the grass was moving. To begin with, we thought it was a dog, but when we saw this gnome-like figure begin to emerge, we were really afraid." Other locals have since come forward to say that they have spotted the gnome, and the town has been covered in a pall of fear ever since the first sighting. Number 5. The Devil's Footprints. On the night of February 9th, 1855, after a light snowfall, a series of hoof-like marks appeared in the snow. These footprints, measuring 1.5 to 2.5 inches wide and 8 inches apart, continued throughout the countryside for a total of over 100 miles, and although veering at various points, for the greater part of their course followed straight lines. Houses, rivers, haystacks, and other obstacles were traveled straight over, and footprints appeared on the tops of snow-covered roofs and high walls which lay in the footprints' path, as well as leading up to and exiting various drain pipes of as small as a 4-inch diameter. There were also rumors about sightings of a devil-like figure in the Devon area during the scare. Many townspeople armed themselves and attempted to track down the beast responsible without success. Recently, on the night of March 12, 2009, more strange marks, corresponding to those left in 1855, were found again in Devon. Number 4. Jeff. In September 1931, the Irving family claimed to hear persistent scratching and rustling noises behind their farmhouse's wooden wall panels. At first, they thought it was a rat, but then the unseen creature began making different sounds, sometimes spitting like a ferret, or growling like a dog, or gurgling like a baby. The creature soon revealed an ability to speak, and introduced itself as Jeff, a mongoose.
Jeff, what the hell?
It claims to have been born in New Delhi, India, in 1852. According to Vori, the daughter, who was the only person to see him properly, Jeff was the size of a small rat with yellowish fur and a large bushy tail. Jeff variously claimed to be an extra clever mongoose, an earthbound spirit, and a ghost in the form of a weasel. He once said, "I am a freak. I have hands and I have feet, and if you saw me, you would faint. You'd be petrified, mummified, turned into stone or a pillar of salt." Vori Irving, who took Jeff under her wing, died in 2005. In an interview published late in life, she claimed that Jeff was not her creation. Number 3. James Warson. On September 3rd, 1873, a man named James Warson had accepted a challenge to race in record time from the town of Leamington to the town of Coventry, a 20-mile trip. He had been boasting of his foot skills and then was asked to prove them, so, with sporting good spirits, he set about to do just that. 2 friends, Hammerson Burns and Barham Wise, followed behind in a horse-drawn carriage. Burns brought along his camera. Warson was never out of their sight, and would often turn around while running to exchange some friendly words with the 2 riders.
Oh, hell no.
Running in the middle of the road, Warson suddenly appeared to stumble and pitch forward, having time enough for only one short, piercing scream. Wise later said it was the most ghastly sound either of us have ever heard. But as Warson pitched forward with that terrible cry, instead of falling to the ground as he appeared to be about to have done, he completely and totally vanished in mid-fall before ever striking the ground. The road itself told the story, and Wise took the pictures to prove it. There, in the soft dirt, were Warson's footprints. They led down the middle of the road, looked as if the runner stumbled, and there they disappeared.
What?
A search was called and the locals scoured the area for James. The bloodhounds
Oh,
used
hell
in
no.
the search were strangely reluctant to approach the spot where Warson disappeared. He was never seen or heard from again. Number 2. August 7th, 1973 will remain a day of mystery and possible tragedy.
I don't know, guys.
Several
There's some
people in
creepy
New
people out
Mexico
there,
that
dude.
day,
Like,
using CB radios,
I don't know
heard
if
the
I believe in
disturbing
ghosts or
cries
not,
for
but
help
I do
from
believe
a
in
little
aliens.
boy.
The
He
fuck?
said his name was Larry, and that he was trapped in a red and white pickup truck. He was with his father, who he thinks had a heart attack and was dead.
Damn.
He said that they had been on a rabbit hunting trip when his father collapsed on the steering wheel. Larry claimed that the truck had flipped over into a ravine, and both doors were jammed shut and he was unable to escape.
It just looks creepy in the
The
daylight. Now
boy's
imagine at
signal
night.
faded in and out
know.
over the next few days, and was also heard in California, Wyoming, and Arizona. In a
Excuse me,
panic,
guys.
Larry began to flip between channels crying for help. Police began a search and rescue team. One helicopter pilot who was searching the Manzano Mountains in New Mexico for Larry says that he made contact with a little boy calling for help, but he called himself David, not Larry.
David.
A family traveling from Missouri was reported missing on August 11th, and they had a son named Larry, but they were eventually found. On August 12th, an army sergeant claimed to have spoken to the boy for 3 hours, but could not get him to give more information about himself, like his phone number or address, etc. No more contacts could be made with Larry. It is presumed his battery died. The search was called off on August 13th. The police stated that there was no concrete evidence. They also say that the boy, if real, may have died sooner than the transmission stopped. And that the subsequent transmissions from different states, some were even heard in Canada, were hoaxes. Many believe it was a hoax, but those who spoke to Larry swear to this day that it wasn't. That the emotion and the crying they heard from little Larry was no doubt the real thing. Number 1.
That's creepy.
On
That gave me
November
the
29th, 1970, a professor and his daughters were hiking in the Isdalen Valley in Norway.
Alright, well, that's what I'm gonna end it, guys. I'm gonna leave the link in the description down below. So if you wanna go watch it, go ahead and check it out. Some creepy ass shit, but yeah, see you guys later. Just make sure you guys like and subscribe and comment. Help me out with some tips. Let me know what you want me to react to.
Her fingerprints had been sanded off.
Alright guys, well that was the video. I hope you guys fucking enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe. So give me some tips down below what you guys want me to react to. And yeah, see you guys next video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Do this.